the death of our towering sister artist, Whitney Houston, can in part be understood to the death of Don Cornelius in this way. Don Cornelius founded Soul Train as an archive of some of the greatest artists in the history of American culture. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, we just go right across the board. When he put his archives on the market, he got a few million. BET put their archives on the market, they got 3 billion. Now the juxtaposition between Ashford Simpson, Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye versus Soulja Boy and Company. I mean, I love Soulja Boy, but you know, that you just got to grow up. One is 3 billion, the other's a few million. Whitney comes out of that soul singing tradition of Soul Train. Cissy and Company, New Hope Baptist Church, Dionne Warwick. And she brought the depths of that tradition. So she had her individual genius, but in that tradition, back to what we were talking about before. She found her voice, but it was over against great voices who came before. She came from the same city of the greatest vocalist of the 20th century named Sarah Vaughan, who came out of Mount Zion Baptist Church that was right around the corner, and whose Mary Baraka, Leroy Jones, one of the greatest literary figures, his grandmother formed the first gospel group with Sarah Vaughan's mama and his grandmama in the Houston. This is tradition, you see. It's like James Cleveland playing at Pilgrim Baptist Church with Julius Caesar preaching, and here come Aretha and C.L. Franklin, one of the greatest of all preachers. To learn, that's tradition. It's like Monk teaching Coltrane for hour after hour after hour on his couch. And Miles allowing Coltrane to blow for 75 minutes. And then Miles get up there and play for 2 minutes. You say, Miles, why you let him go so long? It takes him that long to say what he got to say. That's what traditions do. It affirms folk relative to where they are. Coltrane would then bring in Eric Dolphy and the younger generation. Pharoah Sanders, why you got these 17-year-old folk? McCoy Tyner was 18 years old playing with Coltrane, the giant of all. Because I believe in his talent. He don't have to sound like Roy. Hey, I believe in his talent. He's 17 years old. He's going to be something else. Come on with us, McCoy. McCoy's still going now. That's Whitney. She's the height of that tradition at a moment when that tradition is being lost. When that tradition is being lost. And then, of course, she's got the oligarchs in the industry again, trying to tell her how best to proceed. And she makes a choice to marry Bobby Brown. We won't get into all of that. I mean, love is a complicated thing, so I don't want to comment on it. But love has its consequences. So that we applaud her being this culminating moment at a time in which that very tradition is slowly being pushed aside. We got little Anthony Hamilton trying to hold on, Angie Stone, Jill Scott holding on, you know what I mean? Erykah Badu holding on, but they push to the side. Lupe trying to hold on, push to the side. It's all about money. That big hit. That's why we'll forever remember Whitney's genius, but it will be tied to family, tradition, the Sarahs, the Ellas. I think they went too far when they said that, I understand they're doing a moment of mourning when people make excessive, extravagant claims, saying she was the greatest voice of the 20th century. I said, well, you got Billy, you got Sarah, Ella, Carmen, McCrae. Let's be honest about this. She would be the first one to say, then Aretha too, she'd be the first one to say, I'm building on them. Now, who comes after Whitney now? What was revealing was Alicia Keys at the funeral. Y'all remember that moment? Yeah. I was praying for that sister. Because she was trying too hard.
She was.
She wanted to get deep gas in her tank. And it was not forthcoming. Now she's a talented sister. But it was clear. Then when Stevie stepped up there, because he is gut bucket genius in the tradition at the highest level, and all of a sudden the spirit gets very, very deep. Now, Alicia Keys can get away with that on the stage, but you can't get away with that when the body is right there.
Right.
You either got to come with it or get out the way. Let somebody with it who can come with it.
Right.
That's the only way why people survive. It's like getting the preacher up there that can't got nothing to say. Let Jakes take it. TD can do it. He can, the Negro can do it. He's a great preacher. Now, like Oprah Winfrey, I love both of them. They don't specialize in political courage. They specialize in the greatness of their genius. One is spiritual genius, T.D. Jakes. The other is an entrepreneurial genius, Oprah Winfrey. When it comes to political courage, that tradition is not strong. That's why Oprah never had B.B. King on the show. They're both from Mississippi. That's interesting, isn't it? How come? Her market, white sisters. Middle class. BB, too much. Too much. Keep it deodorized. It's true. But we got to be honest about this. And I love both of them. I've told both of them privately all the time. I'm just being honest. I love T.D. Jakes and I work together all the time. I said explicitly that when it comes to taking a stand politically, where is T.D. Jakes? What kind of risks are you taking politically? Women, thou art loose. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about critiques of the system. I'm talking about Mount Martin, Fannie Lou, Stokely Carmichael, Diane Nash, Malcolm X, and others. And T.D. Jakes can come back and say, Brother West, that's not my calling. My calling is to be a great preacher. And I said, brother, your preaching has enriched my life, and I thank you for that. I'm just reminding you that the gospel has other dimensions too. You help each other out.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah. Dr. West is